African football expert Onyinyechi Ogu-Obaroh. Onyinyechi, as we said earlier, CAF saying unforeseen circumstances behind this delay to the tournament. Were you convinced by those reasons?
Not really convinced at all. Thank you so much for having me. Not convinced about that particular reason that was stated by the Confederation of African Football. They say sometimes with the mind of having to doubt a situation, you get to aggravate it by keeping silence. Keeping silence before a 10-day countdown to the Women's African Cup of Nations was the wrong move in the first place by CAF. It's a little bit of disrespect for women's football and the giant strides that have been made by women on the continent. Looking at the fact that we had successes in 2022, had successes in 2024. So to take us 100 steps back, it's really, really appalling.
You talk about disrespect for the women's game there. This is, of course, not the first time this has happened, as you've mentioned. CAF cancelling the 2020 WAFCON entirely due to COVID-19, but then rescheduling the men's tournament to 2021. The 2024 WAFCON was also postponed to 2025, and now this year's Women's AFCON has again been postponed from March to July. What would you say Nigerian players are saying, for example, in Nigeria, about how CAF is treating the women's game in Africa?
You're indeed correct with the whole chronology of all that has happened so far from 2020, the COVID-19 period, down to this very moment where we're being faced with uncertainties around this competition. On the home front, I would say players, defending champions of the WAFCON, we've heard from players on the social media platforms, like the captain of the side, Rasheedat Ajibade. She's not really happy about the postponement, judging by the fact that this was done just 10 days before the competition. Teams have been in preparation. They had a friendly played against Cameroon, a double header there in preparation to defend their title that they won in 2024. So she did say it's a disrespect to women's football. We had Rinsola Babajide, also the striker, reacting on social media. Assistant Oshwala, who has been a winner of the Women's Player of the Year, the African Women's Player of the Year, also reacted, saying that this is indeed disrespect. This is like putting a stain on the heroes, the labels of the heroes who have done so well to take women's football to a higher level and then put it on the map. Is a big disrespect coming from CAF. We also had the likes of Christy Ucheibe react on social media. There have been a lot of reaction. Ashley Plumpton did grant an interview with BBC, and she was also laying her grievances concerning how women's football on the continent has been treated. So it's been a loud reaction coming from Nigerian players on the home front.
Right, let's talk about the proposed date in late July. This will also be the period that follows the conclusion of the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. How do you think this will affect the audience of the competition?
I'm telling you, it's already affecting the audience of the competition already, because a lot of anticipation grew from the 2024 WAFCON, where Nigeria, historically, they grabbed that 10th title. And you see the particular date. We've got just 4 international windows after this particular one in March for the women's football. We have one in April, we've got in June, we've got in October, we've got in November. And I tell you, the date at which CAF has set for this competition is not within the window, the international window for women's football. So you would see a lot of federation having to struggle to have the release of their players from club sides. And also, this date clashes with the Commonwealth Games. The Commonwealth Games will start up on the 23rd of July, just 2 days before the WAFCON will start, according to CAF. And we'll begin to clamor for audiences. The eyeballs we have been clamoring for women's football, we do not get it at a time, because when everyone's eyes on the Commonwealth Games, having to follow up with teams that will be going with different sports, then who do you want to come to the stadium to watch the women play? And right now, we do not know a location where this game will be held, this competition will be held. Big questions and big, uncertainties around all that is happening and the decision that's been taken by the Confederation of African Football.
All right, Onyinyechi, thank you as always for joining us on the program. Onyinyechi Ogu-Obaroh, sports analyst from Nigeria, joining us live there from Lagos.